Welcome back everybody to the weekend show where I'll be doing technical analysis on stock market. So before we get started, please hit that like button, and if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now with Patreon, there will be a special and you guys will see that in this video. So stay tuned. There is a special for you guys here in this video for Memorial Day, and you can get in and get going. It will be a lot cheaper to join now than any time that you were thinking about it. Before, it was a lot more expensive. Now, what is going on in the market? We got Trump calls for 50% tariff on EU, and the market did not like that. Apple also, Trump threatening that Apple, the phones and the stuff that they're making overseas, if they're going to continue that way, there will be 25% tariff on those. But one thing I'm going to tell you guys right here, right now, that this man, just because he's saying all that, he will walk back and say, "Oh, we got a great deal going on. Apple is fine. Tim Cook, I just spoke with him." Just wait and see how he talks 2, 3 weeks later, and everything will be fine. They'll make some sort of a deal with EU as well, and it just a catalyst to bring the market down. Now, what happened in the market today? Well, Dow pretty much shrugged off all that news and only down 0.61%. It was down more than that, more than 1%. Nasdaq was down early morning 2%, more than that, now ended the day with down only 1%. S&P was down more than 1.5%, only down 0.67%. And look at the mess right here. I mean, Russell was down more than 2% this morning. I think 2.10%. Now it's only down. I mean, it's pretty much flat, only 0.31%. 11 sectors that makes up S&P 500 on top. Well, it's kind of a risk-off move. Utilities leading the way, basic materials and energy and technology lagging behind, taking a beating today. Stock market map. What do we got today? And a lot of the things we do not have volume today because of that big holiday and big weekend, 3-day weekend. There was no volume today in the market. Apple took it right in the chin, down 3%. It was down, I think, more than 3%. Microsoft down 1%, Nvidia down 1%, Google down 1.41%, Meta down 1.49%, and Tesla flat, Amazon going down 1%. And a lot of the other products right here, you can see pretty much flat on the day. And then we got some greens on the other side, utilities going up and lighting up in the green. On SPY ETF, it's down 0.68%, but if you look at my screen, it actually came all the way down to 575, 576. And if you look at my screen, there is that support zone right here. Also, if you look at my screen, low, higher low, and this is the next higher low pullback that we got today. And it held as a support. So trend line has confluence, also has confluence from this level right here that we got rejection before that big sell-off took place to the downside. And right now we're pretty much holding right there. Did close over this 576 range, closing at 579. At one time it went back up to almost 582 to close the gap from today, and pretty much not really going down and breaking down that much. Now, what is going to happen next week? Now, this could be a level where SPY actually moves back up to the upside, or we get to see a little bit of extension to the downside, possibly down to this gap, which is not going to be unreasonable. If that happens, I can welcome that. That's going to be a buying opportunity as well. And only if that gives up this 568 to 567 range right here, then look for another move to the downside, possibly down to 557, 50-day moving average, and then this 90-day pause rally candle right on top, which is going to be at 549 to 550. So these are some strong levels to watch. If this pullback does not stop right here and gets extended to the downside a little bit more, these are some key levels to watch. Now to the upside, now there will be resistance right here at the 13-day moving average, and I'll just make things even. 582. Over that, you're going to see a move up to 586, and then we're going back up to this high right here, 595 to even 597, and then 603. So that is the base case for next week here on SPY ETF. Keep an eye on it, and I think this is nothing but a buying opportunity. And if things gets a little bit juicy here to the downside for a dip, that's going to be fantastic for a lot of us. And some of us are pretty much chasing up here. So, that's why, I've been saying this always in my video that if you missed out on a move, you don't have to buy this. Just wait, give it time, it'll come back, and you can get in at a better price. And if you're chasing, you're going to blow up that account. And on this move, a lot of people chased it, and now they're feeling that pain. So don't be that person. Think about it twice before going long at the highest high of the trend count, because when you do that, you're going to lose money. It's designed to do that, especially from retail traders and investors. Happy Memorial Day, and those two who served our country, so we can now sit and trade and make all that money and live in peace. Thanks to all those men and women out there. In honor of those people, I want to run a special here in my channel with my Patreon group, and I want to share with you guys here in this video. So what do you get here? You got 30% off instantly, and when you go there on Patreon, you're going to get another 10% off. And you can see as of right now, May 23rd, 5:54 p.m. up until May 26th, which is the holiday, midnight, 11:48 p.m. This will be on. Now, the way to get discount, you can see there is a code right here, and you got to put in that code. And when you do, you get that 30%. And then for joining annually, on top of that, you get another 10% discount. So you can see right here, you're going to use that code. So if you go to your Patreon page, you will see promotion, and right on there you'll see discounts, and you'll get that on there, and you get this number here, and I can even say it out loud. It's a BB1DO, I believe, right here. Let me just go back here, so you guys will be able to see that, and it is there. But you guys will be able to see it. And then what do you get? Well, it's only on this tier right here, Premium Plus membership, and that's the only thing I got. So you can see, I mean, you do get a discount instantly, and then on top of that, you also have that. So it's actually $1,200 for 1 year. So you're gonna get it possibly for 800, depending on tax and all that. So you're getting $400 off, and that is for 1 year. You do not need to change or do anything extra. There is no PayPal, nothing. Even though if you want to go and do that, through PayPal, that link will be also down in the description for you guys. But the way I want you to join, definitely through Patreon. You go for a Premium Plus membership, and then you apply that promo code, and it'll give you that discount, and you just make that one-time payment, and you get access with me for 1 year on all my trades. That trades that we sold today, you can see a bunch of them. There is a barrage of trades that we sold this morning, and there's plenty of other trades we took. So this is the time, and we got 3 day holiday weekend. I mean, I can just put it out for 1 day, but a lot of people will be busy and possibly on the road. So that is why I'm putting it out for 3 days from today, Friday. It's going to run until Monday night, and then Tuesday it's going to be over automatically. And you can see these trades right here. We took Xpong at 23 $20 puts, and that's a small stock. $3 move to the downside we caught. DIA puts 420 we took few days ago, and today we sold. It was down more than $10. SPY puts also big money maker right here. 580 puts going over the money this morning. Friday market sold off. Shop puts we took $100 puts. This one also, we still have plenty of time and a few runners left. Boeing, another one that we took at 207, and today we collected profit near 198, 199. Downside target was 200. So you get all these trades, and especially people who made money on Patreon, kudos to you. And there will be more money that you guys will be making in future. So if you're interested and you want to go and do that, definitely check out that link down in the description for Patreon, guys. With that being said, happy holiday and enjoy your 3 day weekend. And I hope you guys make even more money coming back next week on Tuesday. On triple Q, it's down 0.93%, so it was down 2%, and you can see we did go back up almost just few pennies away from 512.30 to close this gap, but we did not close this gap and came back, and now we did close over that gap, 507 to 508. That's the key level of support to watch going into next week. If we open underneath that level, we do have support at 503, even flat 500, because of this rising white line 20-day moving average, and underneath that level we might see a deeper correction, a pullback here on a Nasdaq 100 ETF right here at 491.54, and that's going to be a fantastic opportunity as long as the support can hold. Now to the upside, there will be resistance at 512, gap fill right here to the upside, and over that critical resistance to break to the upside will be 515 and then 520, and then it's heading back up to possibly all-time highs once again. On Dow Jones, it's down 0.59%, and you guys saw those puts. We took 420 going deep in the money, sold right at opening here at 414, and then into closing, it's holding that support 20-day moving average and the support itself 416. So, I mean, also if you look at this from this point right here, I mean, as long as this thing does not, make a big move to the downside, a lot of the things in the market are just flagging or wedging, and this is no different right here. You can see this thing is also kind of flagging or wedging here, and if this is going to play out, guys, we might see that big breakout to the upside where this thing goes up to 425 to close this gap and possibly goes even higher. But I'm not gonna get there. Let's just take this off. We'll take one day at the time. Going into Monday's session, key level to watch 416, underneath that 410, 50-day moving average, and then we might come back all the way down to 408. To the upside, there will be resistance at 420, the next one over 420, 423, and then gap fill reversal can also happen from this gap on top, 425, which is going to act as a resistance here on DIA, and then 428. On IWM, it's down 0.32%, so pretty much a flat day. And this is looking really good, even though, this thing came out of this channel, this trend line here broke. And now, I mean, today we gapped down all the way down to where almost close to this critical support, 198 to 200. And then we found support, came back up. And now, if you look at my screen, pretty much closed right on top of this 20-day moving average, which is rising right here, 202. So that's going to be key level to watch. Underneath this level on Tuesday, you might see it drop down to 198 to 200. And there you have it. You have the 50-day moving average also sitting right below that. So that is going to be a strong support. Now, if something actually breaks, and this thing also you can see it's wedging right here. So if this thing breaks over 205, it's heading back up to 207 to 208 to close this gap and possibly even breaking out at some point over 210. Just like DIA, you can see this thing is also wedging right here. So if this thing is able to break out, you're going to see a big move right here on IWM. But it all depends on how the news and things come out on Tuesday morning, especially into futures market. So a lot of people might be thinking like, "Oh wow, what are you talking about buying the dips?" Well, there is reasons. We did close this gap, and I talked about it in my video many times that VIX can go up over 20, close this gap. We got up to where, guys? Look at this, 26 almost. And then pretty much gave away all the gains, up, still up on the day. I think it was up like 25%, still up on the day, nearly 10%. But after filling this gap, look at this candle. This is not something like this candle here, not like this full body green bar. That's not what we got. We got massive rejection here, came back in, barely holding over this 22. So this will be interesting to see if this thing goes back under 20 again next week. Then, well, there you have it. The pullback is done, and this thing will be coming back again. And now that we did close this gap, it's holding over that 22 bucks. That's going to be a support to watch, and then 20 all the way down to 18. Now, if this thing breaks and holds over 23.80 right here, 23.80, then you're going to see a move up to 26, 28, then 30, which I don't think that's the case unless we get some unexpected, really bad tweet from Trump. Then the market will roll over going into Tuesday's session. So before we wrap up this video, and I'll let you guys go and go and enjoy your big holiday 3-day weekend. Well, we talked about it in my video. As a matter of fact, if you count these days, 1, 2, 3, 4, this was the fifth day. And Monday, I think right here on Monday, uh, we actually took, again, we played a few times. We took calls, and not only for the paid Patreon members. I'm calling it out for pretty much everybody on YouTube. So, people that are subscribed to my channel and watching these videos till the end, you know exactly what I said and what I, stated here in my video before that. It's been wedging right here, and you might get to see that breakout. And if that happens, we're going back up to at least, high of this, point right here, top of this wedge, or possibly even retesting previous all-time highs. And boy, oh boy, did we caught that move right here on GDX. And now I know a lot of people, especially the Patreon group, they don't hold everything all the time. Now, when you have a runner, like I just had 5 runners that I kept. Boy, oh boy, I sold just before closing. And this thing, I mean, you cannot imagine when this thing you get in at 45 and there is like a $6 move to the upside on GDX. That's a big money, guys, big money. And these contracts are a lot cheaper and a lot safer than going and buying Meta, Nvidia, and all the big names. I'm not talking about Apple, especially ones that are expensive. Meta is one expensive. Nvidia is another one pretty expensive. Then you have like Netflix. I mean, you don't want to buy those names. This was a lot safer and cheaper trade because worst case scenario will drop another dollar, dollar 50. You're not gonna lose arm and a leg on this trade. So these types of trades, a lot of people think, I'm always going and buying Netflix and making money, or maybe buying something like Meta. When I took, these types of trades, when I take like big trades, it would be most of the time these names that are cheaper, and contracts that are cheaper. And these contracts, they always make money because I see less volatility and less movement. But if I get it right, I can get a $5 move to the upside, or depending on what I get, if it's puts to the downside, I can make plenty of money. So, that's one thing to give you guys. And a lot of people that are watching on YouTube and subscribe to my channel, you guys know I had this wedge right here, and you can see the breakout happened, and this thing just exploded, right? So, if you took some of those right here, any calls, even shares, you made a lot of money. I mean, even on shares, fantastic. If you got 100 shares, you made $500. And I mean, that's not really a bad trade, depending on where you got in and what's your trade location. Now, here on GDX, why I'm showing you guys this, not only to brag about, this wedge and all that, that's not the point. I'm just saying, that gold is also going up as the market came down, and it's not down that much. So is gold, going to take the back seat, maybe come off again, or you're going to see the S&P 500 pulling back even harder. So some things are not lining up. In 10-year yield, we can look at TNX also. So TNX was down to the 0.92%, and that led to a sell-off also in the S&P 500. Now, yes, the correlation here is positive, not negative anymore, because usually when this thing goes up, S&P comes down. But now that is a positive correlation, and you can see this thing was going up, S&P and the whole market was going up, and now this thing is pulling back while S&P also pulling back. So you got to be really careful. And right now, J. Paul was the man who was running the show most of the time for last couple years, but now it's gone. Trump is the main guy who's running this show on Truth social media, and whenever he tweets, whether it's positive, then the market goes up. If it's negative, like today, market will likely to come down. Now, I'm not hating on Trump because I think so far he has given us a great opportunity to make money. And I don't know about you guys, but especially for myself and people that are exactly, buying and selling my trades, I think we did fantastic. We did really great. Last few months we made ton of money here in this market buying, and also you guys saw those short positions I took and selling also and making money both ways. So definitely, I mean, this is something that is developing right now here on TNX. Keep an eye on it. 4.46 will be a support to watch, but if this thing rises back up, possibly S&P will rise with that, because right now we do have a positive correlation between 10-year yield and also S&P and overall stock market. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Really nice, weather where you can go out and enjoy and barbecue and have a great time with your family. With that being said, guys, see you in the next one. That will be Tuesday night.